I'm Tony Poulos and I'm at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. Today I'm at SAP and I've managed to track down Rohit Tripathi, who is the Global Vice President and GM of SAP's Mobile Services, and Russ Green, who is the CTO and Head of Product at SAP Mobile Services. Gentlemen, great to catch up. I really am keen to find out the SAP take on how operators are coping or managing to monetize their networks. It seems to be a challenge for everybody at the moment.
I think clearly what is occurring is you see for operators, there is that desire. They are sitting on billions of records of valuable information that needs to be monetized and opened up. And for us at Mobile Services, one of the avenues that we see the value is how do you monetize mobile ambient data, right? Because this is data that your phones bring out and emit constantly without having to have an intrusive app, and yet respecting the privacy of the consumer. So with SAP Mobile Services, what we have is a big data offering called Consumer Insights 365, where working with the mobile operators, we bring their data on our platform, enrich it with other data sources like maps, points of interest, and then provide that insights to retailers, ad agencies, and others. And it works fantastic because the operators get a new channel to monetize the data without the headache of taking on the technology ownership. And of course, on the buy side, the retailers, brands, ad agencies love this because of SAP's 300,000 enterprise customers. But there is some other angles also that we should maybe talk about on monetization, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks, Rohit. So Tony, another view of this, as well as the big data view, is from an SAP perspective, the bridge between enterprises and operators is getting closer than it's ever been before. The digital transformation, the last mile connectivity to connect with end users, to connect with consumers, means that using the means that end users want to be able to be reached by is what is important. So within Mobile Services, we enable that connectivity to the end user. We reach 97% of the world's population, be it messaging, interconnect and push in other different ways. And the interesting thing now is that you can almost think of this as a business network where enterprises are pushing information down and operators are collecting the revenue from that for this good user experience. But without the right safeguards in place, a lot of that revenue is leaking away. So from a monetization perspective, we have a new cloud product that we've launched, which is called SAP Firewall 365. It sounds like a security solution. It's actually a monetization solution because what it does is it stops the revenue leakage by unauthorized access coming in and allowing operators to deserve what they're due.
So these days, security and authentication have become major concerns, even at consumer level with all the news that's going on. And how can this best be addressed, do you think, at the network level?
So starting at the operator point of view upwards, there are a number of different ways that the operators are trying to become more relevant and easier to work with the enterprise. The GSMA has a couple of initiatives underway, and what we are doing in Mobile Services, our strength is really helping connectivity, interconnection between operators, making it easy for enterprises to work with operators. So that is our position over there. As well as that, we are looking at value-added services that we can provide at the enterprise level,
Yeah.
and maybe you could mention that.
I mean, the idea here is that, look, everyone has a mobile phone, right? So what better way to integrate that into security and authentication capabilities? I mean, simple things work best, and maybe it is time we focus on simple things and running things simpler, right? That's SAP. And for us, the big new service that we have launched is SAP Authentication 365. And what it does is, working with our operator partners, we bring 2FA to enterprise applications, to financial applications, and other businesses.
IoT, or the Internet of Things, or the Internet of Everything, as some people are calling it, seems to be taking headlines at the moment, particularly at this event. Why is it so important? How can it be best addressed? And what do you do about the messaging services around it?
From an SAP perspective, you'll see on the stand here, and everything that we're talking about is IoT. Part of the digital transformation, one of the key pillars of that is getting information from the sources that you need it and communicating back and making things happen. From our perspective, one of the most important things in making this ecosystem work is that last mile of connectivity. So again, if I'm an enterprise and I'm spanning boundaries, I'm spanning geographic boundaries, I'm spanning operators, I don't want to have to go and broker deals with every single person, so making that easy is a key part of what we're looking at in this space. And it's completely complementary with what we're doing elsewhere in the connectivity space.
I mean, Russ, on that, the interesting thing is that messaging, I don't see messaging or IoT as two separate elements, right? I mean, because if you see the world and you think messaging is also data, right?
Yes.
So what we are seeing is the voice and message data may be declining, but machine data is actually increasing, right?
Exactly.
And I think that's the element of like how mobile services brings that together, right? Look, in the end, I mean, you've been running that platform that is processing billions of messages on an hourly basis. There is no reason why we cannot extend that in enabling billions of devices
Absolutely.
that are emitting that data.
Rohit, Russ, thanks so much for being with me today and spending time explaining the things I didn't understand. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.